as well. Well, let's move on to some questions from viewers. I think maybe before we do that, maybe we could just take a couple of minutes and maybe you could tell us from your perspectives where you think the session might go and what the points of interest might be. Senator Bach, let's start with you.
Well, this is not a budget year. If you're around the Capitol, you'd think it was. There are a lot of interest groups lobbying members of the legislature for supplemental spending, considering it appears like we're going to have a small budget surplus. So hopefully it'll get a little bigger tomorrow when the budget forecast comes out. But traditionally there are three things that get considered in these election years, the non-budget year. One is any kind of supplemental budget considerations. People just need to remember last year we passed a 2-year budget based on forecasted revenue. Well, now we get a new forecast tomorrow, and so we'll have a conversation about supplemental spending or supplemental, in this case, probably tax reductions rather than increases because we've got a surplus. So the supplemental budget is one of the considerations. This is the year where we normally do state bonding, capital investment on public buildings all across the state, generally state buildings, colleges, universities, roads and bridges, and state parks and trails, and then we do some regional projects that are local projects that are of kind of regional significance. And then the third thing that is normally done in this even-numbered year is that's when we consider whether we should put anything on the ballot for voters to vote on, proposed constitutional amendments. There's a number of bills introduced proposing different constitutional amendments, so we'll have a conversation about whether the legislature thinks any of them are worthy enough to be considered by the voters for possible amendment to the Constitution.
Senator Hand?
Well, I think Tom has covered it pretty well. Those are the basics. There will be a surplus. We're not sure of the exact size. Probably in the neighborhood of about $1 billion. From our perspective, we think that money ought to be returned to the taxpayer, so we're going to be proposing ideas to do that, largely tax cuts of various kinds or tax conformance to the federal tax code and so forth. There will be a bonding bill. We're going to try to keep it at what we would say is a reasonable level. The total we want for the whole bonding bill to see over the 2-year biennium is about $1 billion. We did some last year for the Capitol, so whatever's left over, $850 million. That's always a challenge to figure out how to fit everybody's needs into a small bucket, but we'll get that done. And there are going to be some other policy issues. I know our friends on the other side of the aisle want to do minimum wage. We're less.
We have a question from a viewer about minimum wage, so we're going to get to that.
I'll go out on a limb and predict we'll have an increase in minimum wage. That's my prediction, my bold prediction. But there's other things too. From our side, we think we want to talk a little bit about MNsure and try to see if we can do some things to address the problems we've seen and maybe hopefully improve it.
Representative Dowd, anything to add to that list?
Well, I think Senator Hand covered, I think, what our priorities are too for our caucus, and first and foremost, I think we've got a budget surplus, which means that state government has collected too much money from the taxpayers of Minnesota. So our first priority is to make sure that we give those taxpayers their money back. So that'll be top priority, and hopefully we'll have a good session, a good debate on a lot of these other issues as well.
So joining us is the Speaker of the House, Representative Thiessen. We're delighted you could join us.
Sorry I was late.
You can blame it on the roads or the weather. Either one.
I'll blame it on my kids' hockey.
Well, that'll work too. In fact, that's more important. I agree with that. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to our viewers.
Sure. Well, so I have represented South Minneapolis. Used to represent Richfield for about 12 years now in the legislature. Grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota, and my wife and I have 3 kids, freshmen in high school, and then a 6th grader and a 5th grader. I'm a lawyer in my life outside the legislature, and it's a great, kind of a great honor to be serving the people of Minnesota over at the Capitol.
I just want to mention in passing that I had occasion to bump into a couple of your predecessors in the last few weeks, Steve Swigum, and then today I happened to bump into Judge Phil Carruthers, who was also Speaker of the House, and I told them that I would be seeing their successor, and they wish you well. So
good.
Tell us a little bit about the session from your perspective.
Well, listening in, I think people covered it pretty well. I mean, from my perspective, what we want to do this year is build on what I think were the successes of last year, significant investments in education, in job creation, some property tax relief, And I think that, what we have to do this year is just make sure that that progress that we made last year, which was really around, from my perspective, growing Minnesota's economy and growing in a way where more and more people can participate in that prosperity, that we keep that moving ahead. So that's kind of how I'm viewing all the issues that come along.